Welcome back. In our previous episodes, we learned what Go is all about and even wrote our first Hello World program. Today, we're getting to roll up our sleeves and start exploring one of the most fundamental concepts in programming, variables. We'll also look at some of the common data types you'll use every day in Go. By the end of this episode, you will know how to store information in your programs and how to work with numbers, text, and more. So let's get right into it. Let's create a new file called variables.go. We'll place all our examples here so we can experiment as we go along. Here's what's happening. Bar message string declares a variable named message that holds a string, a sequence of characters like words and sentences. On the next line, we assign a value to message. And finally, we print it out. If we run go run variables.go, we should see hello Go printed to the screen. You might be wondering, why did we have to write var message string first in Go? Declaring variables with their type up front can make your code more explicit and easier to understand. But there's also a shorter way. By writing message : equals hello Go, we're doing two things at once. Declaring the variables and inferring its type based on the value we assign, because hello Go is a string. Go no message should be a string. This shorthand works only inside functions and is a very common pattern in Go. So now we know how to declare variables. Next, let's explore some common data types you will use in Go. String, used for texts like hello or Go programming. Int, used for integers, whole numbers like 42 or -7. Float 64, used for numbers with decimals like 3.14. Bool, used for true or false values like true or false. In this code, we have a message variable, that's a string. H is an integer. We explicitly stated it as an int. But we could also have used h : equals 30. Price is a float. And since it has a decimal, Go infers it's a float 64. Is learning is a boolean set to true. If you run this, you'll see each value printed out nicely. Great! Now that we have a handle on declaring variables and basic data types, let's talk quickly about naming conventions and style guidelines in Go. Go developers typically use short but descriptive variable names, often in lowercase, and rely on the language's formatting tool called Go format to keep code neat and consistent. If you want to follow the idiomatic Go style, try to keep variable names clear, concise, and lowercase. For example, user name or max retries are good names, while user name or max retries might not be as common unless they serve a specific purpose. So what did we learn today? We learned how to declare variables in Go, both the explicit way and the shortened way. The common data types, string, int, float 64, and bool. And some basic naming conventions to keep your code readable and Go friendly. With variables and data types under your belt, you're ready to start doing more interesting stuff with your code. In the next episode, we'll explore control flow. That's how you make decisions, loop through data, and control the path your program takes. Understanding variables and date times will make all of that easier. If you found this helpful, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment if you have any questions. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next episode.